Hey, my name's Davey. I'm going to talk you through probably one of the first riffs I ever learnt, and it's probably one of the simplest blues riffs you can play, but there's so many different ways to play it that you could literally spend a lifetime trying to perfect it and trying to get it right and trying to learn all the different styles. The riff is really simple. Here's the riff. So very basic riff. The notes are, the first note is just you're playing the open E, and it's like that all the way through. The next note is very simple again. So you play it with these two fingers. So a lot of the trick is actually in the picking hand. You can see that on its own it sounds a little slow and a little dull, but with this hand you play quite a strong rhythm with it. So the rhythm is, and I'll slow that right down so you can hear it. So you are dampening the first note. So when you play the first note, you're not just letting it ring, you're dampening it. And I dampen it by literally putting the pick back down on the strings. So that gives you the and up to speed. So it's one of the licks you can play at loads of different tempos, and you can make a slow blues with it. Or you can play it really fast. So when you go to the change up in the blues, you're basically playing exactly the same thing, but you're playing it on the next two strings. So it will be the A, just open, and on the D string, so it sounds like. The one really simple thing I do is when I go to the change up, I actually dampen the E. So it means that with the picking hand you don't have to be careful about not hitting the E. You can be a little bit looser with it, and I think it gives it a better feel. You also get a little bit of a thump from the E, so it gives it, a little bit more body. So much of this riff is in the picking hand, and depending on what song you're doing and what style you're doing, the actual position of the pick makes a very big difference. And I quite like, because it's low strings and they can be muddy, I like to pick quite near the bridge. Obviously you get a much more twangy sound if you use the pick right near the bridge, so as opposed to, so there are different sounds and different feels, and there's always a place for each of them. So one of the things you can do with this riff, very like a drummer does with a hi-hat, is as it goes up to the change, the drummer will open up the hi-hat, and you can do the same thing with the riff. So in the verse you might play very short and dampened, and as it goes into the change or into a chorus, you open it up, so you'd go. And there's so many different ways to do this, but I really like to do a slide on the E string, and it's just, and that's all it is. It's from there so it's cool. So in the next video I'm going to talk about the top chord in a blues, and there's so many different ways to do it. I'm going to do it in a separate tutorial. So cool, well thanks for watching, and if you feel like checking out any of my albums or anything, I'll put some links down the bottom. Cool, thanks for watching.